Welcome back. Part 5, Episode 4, April 29th, 2022. 8:26 a.m. My brother John called. I asked him if he remembered it was Mom's and Bill's birthday. He said, yeah, I remember. We started singing the happy birthday song to them. When we were done, we laughed a little, and I felt good for doing that with my brother John. We talked for a little while, and then I had to go to start getting ready for Madison's prom. 10:37 a.m. Madison was done getting her makeup done. 11:24 a.m. AJ, Madison's friend, came and did her hair, and she did an awesome job too. Thank you, AJ. 11:26 a.m. Carla came over. She told Madison she would be here, and she was. Thank you, Carla, for helping Madison with her jewelry. Thank you, too, for having a bracelet for AJ for doing Madison's hair. Carla also helped Madison with her dress. 2:00 p.m. We were downtown, Beep City, to get prom pictures done. We were done at 2:45 p.m. and I went home. Madison and her friend, Beep, left for the day, prom 2022. When I got home, I ate, I started editing again, and I edited until Carla called at 4:30 p.m. and said, I will be there soon. I stopped editing and got ready to go with Carla. She got a route outside of the city. While we were gone, we were stopped in the middle of the road by cows. Further down the road, we saw a pack of deer, 2 different times in fact. We were definitely in the country, and it was great to be out of the city. Thank you again, Carla. April 30th, 2022. I thank God for waking me up. My morning is calm. I edited and filled in some more names, and as I edited, I would fill in where a fill-in came. Madison got up and is ready to go to work. After she left, I worked on the first part again. I would take breaks, and when Madison got off work, we went to the cemetery. 7:22 p.m., Madison and I left to go get ice cream, and after we got ice cream, we went to the cemetery. When we arrived, we went to visit Wyatt. When we were done, I pulled up to Megan. I took a few pictures, and then noticed orbs in a few of them. I took some more pictures. Quite a few of them had the orbs in them. When I left the cemetery, I drove around for a little while and then went home. We relaxed before going to bed. Have a good night. May 1st, 2022. I'm thanking God for this day. I'm thinking the worst, but hoping for the best. Thank you, God. 11:52 a.m. I messaged Carla. I wrote, good morning, almost afternoon, Carla. Yesterday I was pooped. I did edit a little, but not much. Today, well, I hope I can get moving. How are you? Carla wrote, good morning, afternoon. At least you were able to get a little yesterday done. That is good, even if it wasn't much. I wrote, yeah, I fell out. I missed your message until this morning. Carla wrote, fell out or fell asleep? I wrote, see, I even have to be careful the way I phrase things. I fell asleep. Carla wrote, it dawned on me that you probably didn't fall out of a chair or window, but fell asleep because that sounded the most logical. I go, yes, most logical. Thank you, though. May 2nd, 2022. My train of thought today is, no news is good news. 1 week ago today, I sent the file to the Attorney General's office. I did work on the editing some more. I worked on it. When I was done, I searched for some more information. I needed to fill in names I had taken out earlier while writing the timeline for the safety of privacy, but I needed to put them back in to get the information correctly. I also wrote notes in case I needed it. I would have that information at least. I found a name too, the name of the woman who put me through to stand the first time, April 28, 2016. Her name is Beep. After I found the papers I needed, I ate, Then I sat back down in a chair for a little bit. Then I got started on filling in some names. 8:20 p.m. I typed in more names as I read. When Madison came in from work at 10, I stopped. It was a good day, and thank you, dear God. May 3rd, 2022. Good morning. Madison left for work, and as the morning moved into the afternoon, Nicole came over to help me clean the patio. We spent the afternoon together. Nicole worked until she was done and had to go, and I appreciated everything she did. May 4th, 2022. I woke up with a grateful heart. No more tears lately. Madison got ready for work. She had to be there by 11. 11:11 a.m. I made a wish. After I was done cleaning up a bit, I decided to go to the cemetery. Yes, by myself. I headed over there, but first I went up to Madison's work to make sure she was all right and was at work okay. As I drove down the road, I kept getting this feeling in the pit of my stomach to not go. Do not go to the cemetery. I ignored the feeling. I got to Madison's work, and yes, she's here and is okay. I called her. I said, I'm going to the cemetery, and I will let you know when I leave there and get home. Madison said, all right, be careful. I said, I will, and we hung up. I pulled out of the parking lot with the same feeling as if I should not go by myself. I pulled out onto Shields Avenue, and my phone rang. It's my daughter, Nicole. I answered it. She said, where are you at? I said, on my way to the cemetery. Why? Where are you? She said, at your house. I said, oh, okay, I will turn around and come home. I'll be there in a few minutes. Nicole said, all right, and we hung up. I turned around and drove down the road, and while driving, thinking, is this a sign not to go? I took it and went home. I had an urge to cry. It's been 8 days and I've been staying busy, doing other things to not think so much about any of it. I did stop myself. 6:44 p.m. I messaged Carla. I wrote, it's pouring down rain here, be careful. Carla wrote, yeah, my grandpa had said it's coming your way earlier. I wrote, it was, but it stopped now. Carla wrote, okay, that's good. 7:30 p.m. I wrote to Carla, tell me you are not out in this. Carla wrote, I am in beep. I wrote, girl, it is bad weather. You okay? Where are you at in beep? Carla wrote, Southwest 26th. It is fine here. It stopped raining. I have the weather on. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if she was by 4th Street, I would have her go through the cemetery to check to see if it was flooded. I wrote, it was weird today. I told Madison I was going to go out to the cemetery, and on my way over there, I had a feeling not to go, but I persisted on going. After I told Madison I was going and we hung up the phone, I drove to Shields and 74th and turned that corner. Still feeling like not to go by myself, my phone rang and it was Nicole. She was at my house. So thank God. Stay safe. Carla wrote, that is weird. I wrote, it was, and I'm glad I listened to my gut. I have my angels watching over me, and the chances of Nicole being at my house at that time, that was odd. 9:08 p.m. My nephew Bobby called. We only talked for a few minutes. He was calling, checking on us from the storms we were getting. After we talked for a few minutes, we hung up. And thank you, Bobby, for checking on us. 11:24 p.m. My brother John called. He was checking on us too, and I had to reassure them we were all right. And thank you, dear God, for us being safe. May 5th, 2022. I woke up this morning fighting back tears. I keep thinking, it's going to be okay. I pray they have received it. I pray they see it. I pray God will take care of this as he did yesterday for me. 11:59 a.m. I called Nicole. She did not answer. 12:01 p.m. John called. We talked for a little while. I had to let him go to get some things done because I needed to go to the cemetery today, especially after all the rain we have had. 4:03 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery, and of course it's flooded. We took pictures of the area and other areas in the cemetery. It seems Babyland 6 West is the worst. They didn't fix a thing, is all I can think. 4:04 p.m. I'm sitting in front of Megan's area when I saw the time, and it really pisses me off that these people don't want to do the right thing. When I got home, I looked at the pictures. 5:29 p.m. I sent Jen some pictures of the flooded cemetery. I wrote, "They fixed it. This is questionable." Jen wrote, "Oh my gosh, that is horrible. It really does make my stomach turn." I wrote, "And the flowers that are there now, even hers that are stuck in the ground, we have been putting those flowers out there for all of them, so they at least have something on their headstone." And other areas in the cemetery were flooded in puddles. I sent her 4 more pictures. Jen wrote, "They really need to answer for this." I wrote, "And I started to go yesterday and I was stopped from going. I was hesitant and I called Madison to let her know I was going, but all the while I had a bad feeling not to go by myself." After I hung up from Madison, my phone rang and it was Nicole. She was at my house, so I had to go home. Nicole stopped me from seeing it looking worse than it does now. Or something worse, maybe. Oh, and they do need to answer for it. Jen wrote, "Yes, they do." I wrote, "Yes." 6:16 p.m. I sent Susie some photos of the flood. I wrote, "I get it. It's rained the past 3 days, but my gosh." 7:15 p.m. I called my brother John. 7:18 p.m. I sent Gail some photos of the Megan's area flooded, then other photos of other areas in the cemetery. Her and I talked about the whole ordeal. I said, "I know too, there has had been other people complain." Gail said, "Oh yeah, you know they have." I said, "I will have to be the one to let these other people know. They weren't imagining that the headstones have moved. They aren't crazy. The cemetery floods when it rains hard every time." Gail said, "Yes, you can clearly see that." I said, "I was thinking the other day that everyone I show these pictures to or tell them the story sees it. Sees something is not right. Everyone sees something is wrong but the people here." Gail said, "Of course they do. I saw it. Summer saw it, obviously." I said, "Summer has been awesome." I said, "I can tell you the headstones across the street from Megan have been moved also. The corner headstone used to set right on that corner. And I know that because driving out all the years before and turning that corner, I would have to be careful not to run it over. And the headstone isn't where it should be, and that's even after they widened the street corner." Gail said, "Yeah, I was telling my sister Michelle about it, and she said, 'What if she's wrong?' Gail said, 'There's no way she could be, if you look at it.' I started thinking, the area being flooded the way it was today, God spared me from seeing it yesterday, because it would have been worse then or saved me from something else. Thank you, dear God." And a couple more thoughts. I will be the one to help so many others. And people are always crazy, especially when telling the truth others don't want to hear. I told Gail I could be the one to clear up the doubts others may have had. Gail said, "Yes, you could be. You will get to, too." I said, "Gosh, I hope this is it." We talked a little longer and hung up. 7:49 p.m. I messaged Jen again. I wrote, "I'm sorry. The 9th day I cried. I'm so mad at myself, but I'm okay. It's better than every day at least." Jen wrote, Do not be sorry, and definitely do not be mad at yourself, because you are an amazing woman that is strong and you are a fighter. And guess what? Megan knows what you are doing for her, and she loves you for it. I said, thank you, Jen. May 6, 2022, 8:19 a.m. Susie messaged. She wrote, "Oh my gosh." I wrote, "Yep, and I get it. It's rained for the past 4 days. But my gosh, when did the drains they set in start working?" I hadn't cried in 9 days out of 7 years, and yesterday I cried. I love you, my sister. Have a good day. I got ready to clean a friend's house. When I was done, Carla had planned to take me out for Mother's Day. 4:45 p.m. Carla came to my house. She had brought me a bouquet of flowers, and they were very pretty. She bought me a pair of earrings, and I liked them. She also took me to a restaurant. We ate. We had a good time. When we were done, I wanted to go to the cemetery. 6:37 p.m. we arrived at the cemetery, and I went to see Wyatt, although I did look over at Megan's area as passing through. Carla and I sat with Wyatt for a while, then I pulled around to see Megan. I pulled up to Megan and I started taking pictures. Yes, the cemetery is still flooded. 6:49 p.m. I noticed orbs in some of the pictures. We sat with Megan for a little bit, and I left the cemetery. Carla and I took a ride and went back to my house. She didn't leave until 10 p.m. When Madison got off work at 10 and she got home, I was ready for bed. Thank you, dear God, for this day. May 7th, 2022. I woke up anxious about a date I had this morning at 7:30. She didn't make it. She passed away. Rest in peace, beautiful. I missed talking to her, even though she wouldn't have been able to respond. I was still going to talk to her. I wanted to. She didn't make it. It makes me sad. I love you and always will. The day did get better, and I needed exactly what happened. My granddaughter Samantha and her family are in the city from beep. The kids wanted to swim, although the pool isn't ready yet, but it is filling up. They came to get in anyway, and I certainly didn't mind. Samantha asked, "Nana, could we have the Mother's Day party here tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, we could. But before you leave tonight, let's clean up a little bit and set up the big tables." Samantha and her friend Elsie contact paper over the old looking refrigerator. Jose and his buddies that came to get in the pool also helped Jose set up the tables. The afternoon was great. The kids stayed until 10:30 and I was ready for bed after I cleaned up a little bit. Thank you, Samantha and Jose, for the day. Thank you, dear God. May 8, 2022. Happy Mother's Day. My mother, I love and miss you. Rest in peace. Samantha, thank you for my two great grandbabies, Jose Jr. and Olivia. Nicole, thank you for my two granddaughters, Zoe and Lily. And I'm so very thankful for Megan, Madison, and Wyatt. Jeff and Shia, thank you for my first granddaughter and my first grandson, Samantha and Jeff Jr. 7:45 a.m. I messaged Summer. I wrote, "Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy the day." Madison and I started the day. We got things ready for the party. I baked cupcakes and muffin brownies, and we set up two more small tables and filled the fridge with drinks. 11:23 a.m. Summer wrote, "Thank you so much. I hope everything is going well for you." I wrote, "So far, no news is good news," is the way I'm looking at it right now. I sent all my proof in 2 weeks ago this Tuesday when they should have received it, and I pray they see it. They will fix it and let the people know so they can relieve their minds too. You have an awesome day. 1:12 p.m. Jen sent a message. She wrote, "My journey today led me to Grandma and Grandpa's. We cleaned off their headstones and pulled most of the weeds around it. She sent me a picture of each one of them. I wrote, "Thank you so much, baby." Aw, happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you both, my mom and pops. Jen wrote, "We are going to find out what we can use to clean the moss off the headstones, and when we do, we will come back out here and clean them better." I wrote, "Oh, that'll be good. Thank you so much." Jen wrote, Jen sent pictures of the headstones of different family members, excuse me. Jen wrote, "I wish I could find a way to raise their stones out of the ground so they won't get scraped up by the mowers." I wrote, "That looks nice. Thank you, and Mike, all of you. I love all of you and thank you for sharing this with me. They both look really nice." Jen wrote, "We love you and enjoy your day." I wrote, "Thank you, baby, and I know you are already enjoying your day. Our get together starts at 6. Jen wrote, "Have fun." Madison and I finished setting things up. 4:30 p.m. Samantha, Jose, the kids came by to help. Elsie and Alex, Jose's friends, and their kids came by too to help. Thank you all. 6 p.m. the party started. Now yesterday Samantha had told me, "Nana, we are going to play a game, like a dirty Santa game. We have to have a gift to play." I said, "All right, I will have an extra gift so I can play. I bought everyone something and I'm going to have them pick a number, and whatever number they get will be the gift that they get, the number on the package." Samantha said, "Oh, that sounds fun." As the people started arriving and eating, swimming, and visiting, I let Jose's mom and grandmother pick their numbers. His sister Josie picked her number 2. Shia and Nicole picked their numbers. Samantha and Elsie picked theirs too. I got the package with that number they have and gave them the gift. And because we didn't have as many mothers as we thought, they got to play twice. We had fun. So when it was time to play the game Samantha was describing, a lot of the people went in the house, and I didn't think too much about it. But a little while later, they all came outside, and I asked Madison to get the gift bag on the pool table so I could play the game. But instead, no one was standing in a circle to pass anything around. They were all lined up in a straight line. Samantha, my granddaughter, handed me a small black and white striped bag. I looked up at her and I said, "Who do I hand it to?" Shia, my daughter-in-law, said, "Happy Mother's Day." I said, "Aren't we playing a game?" Shia said, "Happy Mother's Day." I said, "Samantha, I thought we were playing a game." She said, "Happy Mother's Day, Nana." I said, "Are we playing a game?" Shia said again, "Happy Mother's Day," laughing and handing me a gift. I asked again, "Are we playing a game?" They were laughing, handing me the gifts. The gifts were for me, all of them. Afterwards, I opened them and we laughed about it while I was. And when I was done, I was thankful. It was very nice of all of them. I said, "You guys are brats." I called them that over the evening. Thank you all so much. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of it. I love you all, and I even love the new family members too. Thank you. 11:36 p.m., when everyone was gone, the day was a blessing. And thank you for all my babies. Thank you for my angels. I love and adore you all. I received a lot of calls and happy Mother Day wishes and gifts. My gosh, thank you for this day. May 9th, 2022, 7 years. No way. How could it be this long? Seems like it was yesterday, and at times it just seems like a bad dream. I tried to stay busy. I even choked up a couple different times. 2:47 p.m. I'm outside cleaning the last minute stuff we didn't get last night, being that it was getting dark. A thought came to mind, and I wondered why I hadn't seen the red bird, a cardinal, yet this spring. I was sweeping the patio and I just happened to look up and saw the red bird. It was just so weird. I was so happy though. I grabbed my phone and took a couple pictures of her on the fence. Then I videoed her on the cement picking up a piece of food that was dropped with her beak. I said, "I love you, Megan," as it flew away. I couldn't believe it. It was an awe kind of moment. I wrote later this evening. I did break down, and I started to cry, and I prayed. Then I thought about how I saw the red bird, the cardinal. It brought good thoughts to mind, and I stopped crying. I had to. I have to stay positive. I have to keep in mind that God and my angels have this. Thank you. May 10th, 2022. 2 weeks today they received it. It's been a calm day today, thinking the worst and hoping for the best. God be with me, with us. I relaxed most of the afternoon, and I guess I needed it. 5:12 p.m., Madison looked up the tracking number of the case file that was sent to the Attorney General's office. It was delivered and signed for on Tuesday, April 26, 2022 at 10 a.m., and I was happy to know of this. 5:26 p.m., I pulled into the cemetery, and I needed to go today. Madison went with me. 5:28 p.m., I pulled up to Wyatt. We visited with him for a while, and then I pulled around to Megan's side. 5:33 p.m., I'm getting close to Megan, so I started taking pictures. There is water still on the ground. I took more than enough pictures. After I talked with Megan, I prayed to her, and I pulled out of the cemetery. Madison and I went home. I sat on the patio for a little while, then went inside to answer my phone. 7:13 p.m. I'm sitting in the bar stool in my family room, and I was talking to a friend on the phone, and I happened to look on the sliding glass window, and I saw the cardinal bird flying from one side of the patio to the other. I quietly walked to the window, phone in hand, and watched to see where it flew to. I saw it on the fence. I took a couple pictures and watched it as it flew into the trees. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, dear God, for this day. May 11th, 2022. Good thoughts. I'm staying busy until this evening. My grandson graduates from high school. I'm so proud of him. It starts at 6. I can't wait to see him accept his diploma. The afternoon moved on. Madison got off work at 5:30 to be able to go. We made it. I took lots of pictures and videoed most of it. I do have video of him walking on stage, and he waved at everyone. He was so proud of himself, as we all were proud of him. It's a good evening. Thank you, my baby, for inviting Nana. I adore you. I need to share this with everyone. All week this week, every time I see the mailman, I pray I do not get a bad letter. Like this morning when the mail was dropped in the mailbox. I went to get it and saw I had nothing from the Attorney General's office, and I thanked God. I want them to be going over everything with a fine-tooth comb. I really do. So the longer it takes them, the better off we are, I think. Everyone have a good night. God, thank you. May 12th, 2022. I thank God again for not getting any response yet. Madison was at work all day, so I took advantage of the quiet and laid in the hammock most of the evening. Thank you. May 13th, 2022. Happy Friday the 13th. I pray all is well and safe, no bad feelings for anyone, no bad karma for anyone. Madison had bought tickets for a soccer game this evening, so I'm looking forward to going to that. We had other things to do this morning. We had to drive about 35 minutes away, but we were there safely and back home. I'm also so very grateful when things run smoothly to get things done. Madison went to wash her car, and I stayed home to answer phone calls and calls I had to return to people. After I was done, I started cooking so we could eat dinner before the game. Madison got back home and we ate. I had made chicken burritos. They were pretty good. After we were done eating and cleaning up, we left to go to the cemetery. 4:32 p.m., Madison pulled up to Megan, and I'm on the passenger side, so it's easier to take pictures from this side of the car. I took pictures. We sat and talked with her for a little while. Madison drove on. She pulled up to the backside of Wyatt and slowly rolled past as we looked over at him. Madison pulled around the front side of Wyatt. We sat with him for a while. And there's no one here. I mentioned to Madison it looks like they mowed the grass, but I haven't seen too many city people out here lately. Madison said, "Not the past few times, huh?" And I said, "Uh-huh." We left it alone, although I had my thoughts. When we were done at the cemetery, Madison dropped me off at home to get ready, and she had to go to the store. While she was gone, I got ready. 7:17 p.m., we left for the game. We had to go pick up one of Madison's friends, and we all three went. Boys soccer team. Beep! State champion. They won 5-1. I had a good time. And thank you, Madison. I love you, baby. After we left the game, we went home and got ready for bed. Thank you, dear God. Protect my family and loved ones from evil. May 14th, 2022. When I woke up, I felt rested. I got up thanking God. I ate my breakfast and had errands to run this morning. So I went and did that, got back home to clean, to relax, to do something other than being outside, because it is hot. I started typing. I got caught from up yesterday and today, and as I sat here, a thought came to mind. I have felt at peace since I have sent the file to the Attorney General's office. I even thought it's playing out just how it's supposed to. And I believe this time, all this time, was to help me to build, to be stronger, to give me time to adjust what will happen. I thank you, dear God, and I know God is with me. 4 o'clock p.m., Madison came in from lunch, and I'm visiting with her. Then I'm going to get busy doing what needs to be done today. Everyone have a great day. 5:36 p.m. Patty offered if I type up the events, times, and dates that she would write a legal brief. She said, "I don't want the feelings, I just want the matter." She offered the other day when I talked with her, and I thought it was nice of her to offer. I thought when she offered, okay. And in my heart, I had intentions of working on that this weekend. Well, I didn't get to it last night because of the high school soccer game. But this afternoon, while Madison is at work, I will work on the timeline without feelings in it. 5:36 p.m., I turned on my computer to go back to part one of the timeline. I started writing down the dates and times of events and some of the conversations. I worked and worked all evening on the timeline too. You know, the one without my feelings in it. 9:41 p.m. I got to the part of the meeting on May 13th, 2019 at the City Hall and put it down for the night. I stopped writing and I put the pen down and straightened all the papers together and stacked them on top of a big stack of papers. It seemed like I had been writing all evening. May 15th, 2022. I have been feeling really good the past couple weeks. Tuesday of this week will be the third week that they had the case file. The morning is calm, and I spent the early afternoon to myself. Madison had to work, so I stayed home and cleaned. I got a lot done. I even sat on the patio for a little while this afternoon. 5:59 p.m. Susie message. She wrote, "Have you heard anything about the cemetery?" I said no, and Tuesday will be the third week that they've had it. She said, "Well, it's no news is good news." I said, "That's what I've been saying." She said, "Let's hope they will come to their senses and admit what they've done wrong, and let's fix it and let you move on." I said, "I hope that too." Susie even mentioned when she visited. Beep! She remembers that there was only one tree and Megan's headstone was behind the tree. I said yes, because in 2013 the headstones were still where they were supposed to be. Susie said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I just hope they own up to it and fix it and let's be done with it." I had an offer to write a legal brief. She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, so Friday night and all day Saturday I worked on it." Susie said, "Oh, wow, really?" I said, "Yeah, I'm only a little bit more than halfway through it, but I will try to get it done as fast as I can. And I don't know how to write a legal brief, so if she wants to do it, I will let her. I have to go back from the beginning and just get the times, dates, and events, not any of my feelings about it." Susie said, "Yeah, that makes sense. They will see in the courtroom your feelings. You can keep your personal feelings for the book." As she said that, my thought is, that sounds really good. Yes, I will save my feelings for the book. I said, "Yeah, it's not a chapter opening, it's a chapter closing, getting closure." We talked about other stuff other than the case, and when Madison came in from work, I told her we love you guys, and we hung up. May 16th, 2022, 9:53 a.m. I went to the mailbox and I heard the postmaster open and close it, so I was curious. A few minutes later, I walked to the porch and opened the door. I had a bill and a letter for someone else. Thank God. 10:22 a.m. my brother John called, and I couldn't answer the phone, so I had to call him back. When I called him back just a few minutes later, he asked, "Have you heard anything?" I said, "That must be the question for the past couple days. Seems like everyone is asking the same thing." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, but no, nothing, not a word." John said, "Wow, I thought maybe you would have heard something." I said, "No, and I'm looking at it like no news is good news." He said, "Sis, when it comes to the cemetery, it will all be all right." I said, "I hope so." He said, "It will. Those people need to be honest." I said, "Yes, they do. I just hope they do the right thing." He said, "Me too, sis. They will." I said, "Thank you, my brother John." He got quiet. We talked about other stuff. After we were done talking, we hung up. And I spent time outside and I enjoyed the quietness. A little after 4 p.m., I went in and started dinner. Madison came in for lunch and she was able to eat and then go back to work. I cleaned up and I sat on the patio again for an hour or so and then went inside and to get ready for bed. Then when Madison came in, she was able to get ready for bed. God, thank you for this day and every day. May 17th, 2022. The morning is calm. It's an easy one. No word today either. 3 weeks today. Madison and I went to the country today. We went to check on Dixie, Dixie the horse. It's Madison's day off, so after we left the country, she wanted to go shopping to get the last things she needed for her graduation night, June 4th, 2022. We did. We shopped until I dropped. We didn't make it to the cemetery, but we will go tomorrow morning. I didn't want to feel this. I feel a need to go to the cemetery, but I will wait until tomorrow. Thank you, dear God. Thank you, my angels. Watch over everything. May 18th, 2022. This morning I thanked God for opening my eyes. I got up and the first thing I did was check the mailbox. Nothing. No response. 3 weeks and one day. Another thought came to mind. 22 days. No crying but one day. May 9th, 2022. The 7-year day. And of course the day when Madison gave me the plaque. At 12:08 p.m., Madison and I left to go to the cemetery. As I drove over, I got behind a funeral. I rode behind it, and as we approached the street, I told Madison, "I think they are going to Wyatt and Megan's cemetery." She said, "No, they might go to the one on 104th." I said, "Oh, yeah, they could be." On 104th, though, the light was green and the cars kept on straight. We knew then they were going to Megan and Wyatt's. I followed them to the cemetery, and as we got closer, I said to Madison, "They are going to our Angel Cemetery, so I think I will drive on and we can come out later or tomorrow." Madison said, "We can go out for lunch if you bring me a plate." I said, "Yeah, we could, or we can go tomorrow. We will see." She said, "Yeah, let's wait and see. Then we will go if we can." I said, "All right." I drove home so Madison could go to work at 2 p.m. She left and I spent the day outside. It was a nice day, and I haven't heard from anyone today. 5 o'clock p.m. Madison came in from work for lunch. She only had an hour, so she didn't get to go back out to the cemetery today. But we will tomorrow. I love you, my angels. Madison ate and left for work. She has to work until 10. And thank you, God. May 9th, 2022. Today is the anniversary that my mother passed away. She went to see God. It's a quiet morning. Madison had left for work, so I decided to proofread the timeline to start a rough draft of the legal brief. 1:17 p.m. I started, and I worked most of the afternoon with a couple of breaks in between. 2:31 p.m. I messaged Jen. I wrote, "Good afternoon, baby. I have a question. I have been trying for a week tomorrow to get all times, dates, and conversations out of my timeline, writing it all out by hand. Is there any way to get it done quicker? That I could send my timeline to another person and then take out the feelings and my thoughts in what I have typed out? Then when I'm done deleting the feelings and thoughts, send that over or have it printed off and send it on paper, whatever, or however they want it. Then I'd still have it all together on someone else's computer. Can I do that, or how can I do it? Help." 2:46 p.m. Madison messaged. She wrote, "If you want to come and get me now, we can go to the cemetery." I wrote, "All right." I left and went to pick up Madison. We went to the cemetery. We didn't have a lot of time because Madison is on lunch. 3:18 p.m. I pulled up to Wyatt. We could only visit for a little while. Then I pulled around to see Megan. I took pictures. Megan's flowers are still here. I told my angels we loved them as I pulled away from the cemetery. I took Madison back to work and I went home to finish proofreading what I started earlier. 6:08 p.m. I worked on proofreading, and when Madison got off work, I quit. I was ready for bed. Thank you for this day. May 30th, no, excuse me, May 20th, 2022. I thank you, dear God. Today is a day for graduation ceremonies. Congratulations to all the young kids who are ending one chapter and starting a new one. When we got home this evening, I'm tired. I was ready for bed and I turned in early. May 21st, 2022. Thank you, dear God, for waking me up. And every day I check the mail and there's nothing in the mailbox as a response. I thank God, and no news is good news. I did work on and off the proofreading of the timeline, and I didn't stay constant with it today. I couldn't. My body aches from sitting here the other day, all day. I love and adore you, Megan, and want this over soon. And I feel something good coming from the Attorney General office. I just pray I'm right. Help me, baby. Help me to help all of them. May 22nd, 2022. Thank you. Good morning. Zoe and Bree spent the night last night, and this morning when Zoe got up and cleaned up, she asked me, "Nana, can Bree and I go over to Juliana's before we go? Can we go to the cemetery to see Megan and Wyatt?" I looked at her and said, "Yeah, if you want to go. Yeah, you guys can go with me, and then I don't have to go by myself." Zoe said, "Yeah, Nana." We got ready to leave. 1:11 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery and I drove back to Wyatt. And as I passed Megan on the west side of the cemetery, I told her I loved her. I saw her flowers were still there. When I got back to Wyatt, I looked over at his headstone and I told him I loved him. We sat with him for a while, and the girls, Bree and Zoe, took a picture with him, and I prayed to him. Walked back to the car, and I pulled around to Megan. 1:23 p.m. I took pictures in front of Megan's area. We sat with her for a while, and I took more pictures. I prayed to her, and I told my angels to give each other a hug and a kiss, and I'm pretty sure they did. I pulled away and left the cemetery. I drove Zoe and Bree over to their friend Juliana's, and I went home. I relaxed most of the day. Dear God, guide me. Help me to know what to do and how to do it. Give me the strength and the courage. Thank you. May 23rd, 2022. It is such a gloomy day. It's a day you could pull the blankets over your head and stay in bed all day. But unfortunately, I cannot do that. I got out of bed and my body aches. I hurt. I relaxed as much as I could today. May 24th, 2022. Thank you, dear God. The minute my eyes opened, I said that. I have a lot to be thankful for, and I'm feeling a worried sense about the Attorney General office. But I do feel good about this for some reason. I really do. It's raining, and I know the cemetery is flooded. I have not heard anything though, and I'm still looking at it as no news is good news. Madison and I had errands to do today, and after we were done, we went to the cemetery. 2:36 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery, and yes, it's flooded. I started taking pictures of the other areas when I first pulled in, and there are puddles and many ponds all over the cemetery until you get to the far north of the cemetery, and it's not flooded but wet. That's how the whole cemetery should be. I took pictures. I sat with my babies, but we stayed in the car. It's just too wet to be out here. I pulled out of the cemetery and drove home. The rain has got a lot of us staying in. It's a cold, damp rain, like a crisp fall day, and it is supposed to rain for a couple days. So I will continue to check on the flood in the cemetery. I love you, Wyatt. I love you, Megan. Thank you, dear God. And dear God, bless the Attorney General office to do the right thing. Bless them to see what is wrong and get the help we need to fix it. Thank you. Bless me, bless my family, my babies, all of my babies. Bless us from evil and bless us to be well. Thank you. May 25th, 2022. Of course, I thank God. Madison and I ran some errands, so we went to do that, then went home. And the first thing I did when I got home was check the mail. Nothing. I mean, I got mail, but nothing of importance. It's been 1 month since I mailed it to the Attorney General office. Nothing yet, though. After I came in the house, Madison was leaving to go wash her car, and the man next door carried over a handful of our mail. I skimmed through it, and there's still nothing. The rest of the afternoon until Madison got off work, I work on the rough draft for the legal brief. Thank you. I went to bed thankful for the day, and I'm also thankful for not hearing anything yet. May 26, 2022. 1 month since they picked up the file at the post office. No news is good news is all I keep thinking. I worked on a shorter way to take the feelings written in the timeline out. I worked on that from 11:30 a.m. until 10 p.m., and I got quite a bit done. Did take breaks, so I paced myself. I'm now taking notes and then taking a picture of conversations and typing it off the picture instead of me handwriting it all out. So it is a lot easier. I talked to my sister earlier, and she is a star in our lives at times. I love you, Susie, and thank you for all your advice. Thank you, dear God. May 27th, 2022. Good morning. It's It is Memorial Day weekend, and I hope we are all safe and well. Enjoy the day and the weekend. Madison and I had some last-minute shopping to do for her graduation ceremony and the little party she's going to have afterward. We got it all done and were able to get home before the traffic for the vacationers wouldn't be so bad. When we got home, we put everything away and I checked the mail. 6:16 p.m. I opened the box, pulled the envelopes out, and said, "Oh, crap." Madison said, "What?" I didn't say anything. I set the two letters down on the table and sat down. I told Madison and Zoe, "I got a letter from the Attorney General office." Madison said, "Are you going to open it?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to, but I'm nervous." She said, "Just open it." I picked up the envelopes and my plate with pizza on it and walked into the living room and sat down again. I set the plate down on the table and opened up the other letter first. Madison said, "Will you open it already?" I said, "I am, right now." I opened it. I read it. I couldn't believe what I was reading, but I read it. Then I read it again. Then I read it to Madison and Zoe. They couldn't believe it either, and neither could I. "Are you kidding me?" I had to laugh. And this situation is not funny, but to me this is laughable. 6:30 p.m. I messaged Jen. I told her about the letter. I wrote, "It's bullcrap. I sent you the proof of them picking it up on the 26th of April, right?" Jen wrote, "Yes." "What the?" I wrote, "This is a letter saying they didn't receive anything from me." Jen wrote, "It's bullshit." I wrote, "It is." Jen wrote, "It is. I would send them a letter with a picture of your proof they picked it up." I wrote, "Oh, I'm going to. I'm calling Tuesday." I sent her the picture of the email receipt. Jen wrote, "Good, because this is complete bullcrap." I wrote, "It was signed by D. B." Jen wrote, "Yes, and they need to answer for this." I sent a picture of the receipt where I mailed it. I wrote, "I even have the receipt." What the heck, man? Oh, baby, believe me, I'm not stopping. They just keep messing up. Jen wrote, "Good, and keep all of this." I wrote, "Yes, oh yes, I will." I wrote, "Yes, I'm going to give them a chance to clarify. Then I'm going to go to the media with proof now. Again, they are trying to ignore it, push it under the rug. Man, oh man." Jen wrote, "Yeah, that's what you have to do." I wrote, "Oh, you know I will." 8:39 p.m. I messaged Susie. I told her about the letter. I wrote, "I just can't believe this." Susie wrote, "Now they are saying they never got it?" I said, "Yes, but you can see I paid to send, they received, and a D. B. picked it up." Susie, is it ever going to be over? I thought this was it. I thought they were going to help. Susie wrote, "Man." I wrote, "Yes." Susie wrote, "I thought so too. I would send a copy of the receipt to those people to show them that they received it." I wrote, "Oh, I'm going to Tuesday. I'm calling, I'm sending, even if I have to hand deliver." My gosh, Susie, why does this keep happening? I wrote, "Please pray for me." Susie wrote, "I will." 8:39 p.m. I sent Carla the 3 pictures. I wrote, "Look." Carla wrote, I would call and if possible stop by with copies of the last 2 pictures you sent me. I would do it ASAP, as soon as possible, like Tuesday. Hopefully they are open then. Don't let liars get the best of you." I wrote, "I said this like 2 weeks ago. I just had a feeling they would probably say they didn't receive it. And man, baby, I thought this was going to be it." Carla wrote, "My dad said to go to the office and shove it up there. Beep. Take a copy of what you sent and the receipt and the email saying it was delivered and signed by D. Beep." I wrote, "Tuesday. I plan to go. Will you go with me?" Carla wrote, Yes, as long as my dad doesn't need me, he is going to beep to possibly do a bee removal. I wrote, oh, all right, well, let me know. Carla wrote, I will. I wrote, I'm going to talk to Summer Tuesday and see what she suggests. I'm going to call Tuesday and talk to whoever answers the phone. And I should get a packet ready and send it to the governor. Beep! Or what do you think? Carla wrote, I asked my dad. He said the best thing is to get in touch with the district senator. He also said, have you taken it to the county? County is better than the city, like the county DA. I wrote, thank you. Tell your dad thank you for all the ideas. You know, I certainly will try everything. I will look them up and see who they are. I did look them up, and one of them is District Attorney. Beep, beep. There are a few that were running for candidate seats, and I thought of maybe getting in touch with them. 8:47 p.m. I messaged Patty. I told her what was happening. I didn't hear any more from anyone, so I went to bed. I just can't get myself worked up about this. And I'm praying it's just a simple mistake. God be with me. Be with us. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you have questions or comments, you can email me at lowercase letters Emily McMahon, EMILY McMahon, MCMAHAN 208 at gmail.com. Thank you and stay kind with your words.